as we all know, Halloween has just passed, and we had some revelers in Japan wearing some pretty interesting Halloween costumes. In fact, if we take a look here, it's quite interesting. We've got the dabai, as they're called, in the front, which are the sanitation, the COVID. What am I saying? The COVID stormtroopers. You know, the guys in the white suits.
Yeah.
Hazmat suits. That's why they're called dabai, means big white. And they're carrying the Chinese flag. And this is a pretty interesting Halloween costume, and you're not allowed to do that in China. In fact, I've got some footage. We might show it if it's relevant in the future. But some foreigners decided that they'd try to wear that in Shanghai and went out drinking, and they got beat up by the police and arrested.
That's right.
Anyway, so you got the dabai, and then what do we have behind the dabai there?
They're mocking Hu Jintao, the previous leader of China, being purged. And they have the folder, the mystical folder that was on the table in front of them. So I just thought that was a funny one. You know that whole code thing on the app? So basically, if you get into an area in China where there's like a case, a COVID case, your app will turn red. And if you're in like a lockdown area, or will turn yellow, and if you're in a lockdown area, it'll turn red, right?
Yeah.
So Shanghai got locked down, particularly in Disneyland.
Right.
So all these people were in there, like 20,000 people.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, Disneyland, you're going into lockdown. And everyone got trapped in Disneyland.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, there are worse places to be trapped, but not when you got such a crowd, though.
No, for sure. But, the crazy thing about it was it's such a smear on Disney's brand.
But it happened before. This is the second time now.
It's the second time now, and Disney's still rolling. Like, it's such a bad look to Disney. I feel like this is a good wake-up call. Why are you operating in a genocidal authoritarian dictatorship that can do this? Because you think these people want to go to Disney now?
Yeah, you get stuck there.
You've ruined your reputation.
I feel like, the 10th day in a row of It's a Small World After All, and you're just like, enough.
You know what would be crazy?
What?
Is if they still charged people for the, because everything's like, like a soda, like a Coke, and Disney's like $15 or something ridiculous, right? So imagine if you had to pay all those prices the entire time.
I wonder if they still run the attractions or not. Probably not.
I doubt it.
Not under quarantine, I wouldn't think so.
No. For sure, no.
Yeah, it's kind of crappy, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a small world after all. It certainly is when you're trapped in freaking Disneyland.
Do you remember just before they opened? Just before Disneyland opened, it was kind of funny. There were these IEs. Okay, we talked about IEs last time, right?
Women.
The middle-aged women. There was these. This. I don't know if it was more than one, but I think there was an IE and her husband were taking a mianbaoche at night and stealing the flowers.
Yes.
Because they have all those bouquets. Yeah, that's just before it opened. They have all these like really beautiful gardens and things Disney sets up. So they go at night and steal all the flowers, and then
they're like mad expensive.
Yeah, right? Go and sell them or whatever, and they keep doing. Cost millions of dollars worth of flower damage or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a stupid amount.
It's crazy.
They were just going at night and stealing all the flowers from Disneyland.
Hey, they're free, right?
Well, yeah, I guess. So yeah.
Anything's free.
Sure. If you're an IE, if it's there. Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, that's Disneyland locked down once again in Shanghai with people inside of it. And that sucks. And to be honest, it all sucks. If you have to be in a situation where you can be incarcerated on a whim, what are you doing, guys? I mean, I keep having these arguments with people, stupid, frivolous arguments with people on Reddit who are always asking, like, hey, I just got a job offer in Shanghai or whatever. Like, should I go?
Which district should I live
area?
in?
I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you go?
And the people in Shanghai are like, what are you doing?
Like, don't come. And one thing you have to realize is that if you're listening to a foreigner that's currently in Shanghai, for instance, don't listen to their advice, because they're trying to justify their existence, justify their reasons for being there, so they downplay it.
Sure.
And you don't get the full news out of China because the bad stuff, the terrible things that are happening under all these lockdowns are being censored by the government. So you don't get access to that information.
No.
So
to be fair, there's a lot of people in Shanghai that are telling the truth.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But I'm saying state media that you see coming out of China is all whitewashed. They whitewash all the bad stuff, and they just make it look like roses and rainbows all the time.
Yeah.
And then the foreigners that are stuck in Shanghai, for instance, or whatever, Yeah, they'll complain, but they're also downplaying the bad stuff because they have to justify their existence there. You know? Like, why did they choose to stay?
Exactly. So the stock market is for Chinese stocks, U.S. listed Chinese stocks.
They all really like took a huge dive recently.
Yeah, I mean, the Chinese economy is in the dirt.
Yeah.
It's plummeting. The yuan is at an all-time low. That all shifted pretty much overnight because what happened was the Hang Seng index went up more than 5%, which is huge. The rest of the world's like, right?
Yeah.
Hang Seng index, Chinese listed stock, or U.S. listed Chinese stocks, boom, straight to the moon, right?
Yeah.
And people are freaking out. They're like, what is this economic recovery? The yuan recovers, right?
It was doing very bad, and now it's just recovered.
It's like it's a massive, unprecedented like blow up. And everyone's like, what the hell's going on? And I want to show you how like, this maybe even supersedes China, but like how crazy fragile the world is becoming. Because all this stuff can be, hinged on a tweet or a rumor or a leak like this. This leaked document gets out. Yeah. Right? Or leaked WeChat message, I should say. Sure. And it's not an article. It's like a private conversation. Yeah. Okay. It's leaked, and it goes into saying, by March, China's zero COVID policy. So, by the way, if you haven't been around, the whole thing is that China's still doing zero COVID, which means there's lockdowns all over the place.
It's affecting businesses, factories, economy.
It's destroyed the economy.
Yeah.
It's really upended people's lives. And they said in this, leaked document, basically, that by March, they would be looking at methods on how to liberalize zero COVID. Open up China again, get vaccines rolled out, all this kind of stuff, right? And they refer to Xi Jinping, the dictator of China, as the big boss, right? So there's code words throughout here to make it more believable, obviously. And it gets out there, and it's enough to cause like $1 trillion spike in the stock market. This rando screenshot, right? That's how opaque China is. Yeah. Is that people do this, and they look at it, and they're like, well, the economy's in the dirt. China is obviously the future because everyone keeps telling me this. My bank, my investment manager, everyone keeps telling me China's the future. So while it's low, let's buy, right? They're going to open up again. This is where it all changes. And everyone's like, yeah, it shows you
jumping on. It's just greed, dude.
It's like people hanging up behind a fence going like this, just like over and over again, please open, please open. And everyone like us is telling the world like, why are you investing in China? Sure. They want you to die.
They want to take your money and use it against you.
Yes, like, what are you doing, right? And then people are like, yo, please give me the opportunity to invest in China. Yeah. As we see Germany doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll talk about that later. But long story short, this crazy bad quality screenshot is enough to put $1 trillion
It's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
But it was allowed to spread on the Chinese internet.
And that's what makes it so obvious to me. Yeah. China, with the biggest rumor-fighting police force in the world. Yes. We're spreading rumors.
It's a crime.
Throw you in jail, right?
It's a crime to spread rumors in China.
So why would this be allowed to proliferate? To me, it looks like it was by design.
Of course it's by design.
Pump and dump.
Yeah, they just want people to jump in and, throw their money, invest into China so they can use that money to help their flailing, flagging economy, Yeah. Basically.
All the Fs.